Hi everyone, this is part 2 of the double-sided adhesive template tutorial. What you'll need for this is some paper towels, a spray bottle with mostly water and a few drops of Dawn or your favourite dish soap, the tumbler of choice that you're going to put the template on, some tweezers and the template that you've prepared earlier. If you want the tutorial for this template in particular, I believe it's a few videos before this. The first thing you want to do is take the template that you've prepared and put it around the tumbler on the outside, still with the backing on, and just make sure that it aligns perfectly to each side. When you've done this, place your template onto some paper towels, grab your tweezers and remove the backing from the template itself. You'll see there's little cuts here where the machine has cut through, and that's fine. Don't worry about them and don't get too nervous, it's fine. You'll see here I use my nail to just hold the template down, and if you don't really have nails, that's okay. Just use the back of the tweezers, not the front, because it'll pierce straight through. I grab my water and soap mixture and I spray quite liberally on the back of the template, as you can see here. I make sure that there are no excess glitter pieces on the tumbler by wiping it down, and then I spray it with the water and soap mixture, and then I massage that water mixture into the tumbler just to make sure it's completely covered. This allows the template to be able to move a little bit in case you don't align it properly the first time. You can remove the tumbler off it, or you can just slide it around, that's fine. I then wrap the template all the way around the tumbler, making sure that the two ends of the tumbler align, and I just press it down a little bit to remove any air bubbles that are quite visible, and that top part doesn't really matter at the moment. I tear off another piece of the paper towel to help me dry off some of that water, and I remove about 3/4 of the template off the tumbler. And firstly I dry the tumbler all the way to where the template is, and then I go ahead and dry off the part of the template. Once that's dry, I push and roll the tumbler onto the template, and you can see here that the template still matches up where it is. I do the same on the other side, and if it comes up like that, that's fine. It's pretty normal. Don't rip it off. For me, I just use tweezers to help me with that. And for this side, it's just a little bit easier if I roll it towards me. Just a personal preference, you can do it whichever way you see fit. You can see here that the tumbler is pretty aligned. I just forgot a little piece of the backing over here, so I'll just go in and remove that, that's fine. And I will go in with some glitter once this is all dry, just to kind of get pieces like that one that I just removed. I press down on the seams, and I've accidentally lifted this up, but that's okay. Just push it down as hard as you can, making sure there are no water or air bubbles, and that will dry in place and adhere to the tumbler. I go in and push down the edges to make sure that, like that little piece on the top, there are no air bubbles and no water. And if your seam does overlap slightly, that's okay. You can take an X-Acto knife once this is all dry, go down the seam if you like, and if you don't, that's fine. You can use some striping to fix all that, that's fine. I'll also do the same with the top of this tumbler. I've overlapped the top, so I push down the rims of the tumbler, and anything that's excess you can use that same knife and remove once this is all dry. For those who are doing this for the first or second time and are afraid the template will lift, please feel free to cover your template and tumbler with some paper towels and elastic band overnight, and you can remove them in the morning when it's all dry and it should be stuck. I like to leave this for about 8 to 10 hours just to make sure it's all dry, and then it's ready for some epoxy.